But there we go. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to round 9 of 11. Good riddance for that. And we are in Portugal. This is the third last race of season 8, and we're Division 3, Premier Division done. We'll talk a little bit about the championship winner there during the session, and Division 2 last night done and dusted in Portugal. Division 3 tonight, that will end week 9. Next week we're off to Italy, to Imola, for the second last race of the season. And then our last race will be in China the week after that. And then a long break, happy days, oh yeah. So we'll take it from there. So Zero to Cool is with me in the comments box, but he's just checking audio from the YouTube channel just to make sure that everything is fine. We have, I just want to see if Codemasters can count for it for a change. It looks like we've got 14 drivers, so that's a good showing. So 14 drivers. I'm not sure why we've got a short quali. We're supposed to have a full quali with 14 drivers, but anyway, it is what it is. And yeah, so expect lots of action in this 15, just under 15 minutes, or just under 16 minutes. Expect a lot of action. The drivers probably doing 3 runs. And tonight we're going to have an eye on King Killer, who's currently second in the World Championship, and Pompun, who is currently leading the championship with this race and 2 more to go. And then also it is about the constructors. It's about Haas and Alfa Romeo in Premier Division and Division 2, combined divisions or combined constructors. It's all about Red Bull versus Mercedes at the moment. And we should have a clear indication before the end of the weekend what the status is of those 2 teams and what the lead is from who. But I've got a strong feeling that it will be Red Bull that will still be leading into week 10 from Mercedes. Sounds like Hanko is back, so welcome Zero to Cool.
Hello, and
Hey,
thank you very much. You sound beautiful on the stream.
Oh, I love sounding beautiful. Yay, good stuff. Alright, so Zero is
We
with
already
me
got a
and...
first comment, and
Okay.
it's actually Shakes coming in and saying, "Come on, Mainstay."
Come on.
Not sure who that is though.
Come on, what about?
Mainstay.
He's obviously from P or something if he drinks Mainstay. So must be one of those. Yeah. So surprise, 14 drivers, Zero or Hanku. Let's call you Zero in the stream. Didn't think it's going to be 14, and I'm not sure why we had a short quali. It was supposed to be a full quali. But nevertheless, it's a 118.633 for King Killer that hits the first blow. So far, Amir goes second with a 119.2, a little bit off the pace from King Killer there. Akbar is currently on track as well. He's going to cross the start-finish line with his teammate here, Bertha, just behind him. It's been a bad season. Akbar goes fourth with a 121, Bertha with a 120. It's been a disappointing season for McLaren with Akbar and Bertha. A couple of races they missed due to load shedding. And just not getting consistent results, although Atmar had a good result last week. I think he finished in 6th position. But I'll go through the standings when I get my phone a little bit later and just run you through. It's been a horrible season for Ferrari in Division 3. They are at the bottom of the pile in the constructors with Cowboy and Big Boy. So it's yeah, hopefully they can improve slightly next season. Whether they're going to be in the Ferrari or not, it remains to be seen. Yeah, so like I said earlier, it's all about, we're going to keep a closer eye at the end of qualifying on King Killer as well as Pampun to see who's where.
I'm looking at Pampun at the moment. About to set his time now. He goes in on a 19.1.
Alright, so 19.1, that's a good banker lap for him, currently in P3. Further down the field, I was just seeing, yeah, it's Minor going back into the pits. Big Boy is on a lap at the moment. He's in sector 2 in the Ferrari. Yeah, and they need some kind of form or some kind of points at the end of the season. It's going to be a battle. I just need to have a look at the standings, but it's going to be a battle between them and McLaren. Who's going to take that infamous bottom spot of the constructors? And I don't think you want to be at the bottom of the constructors. But I think it's a fight between McLaren and Ferrari. And at the top, obviously, we've got Haas and Alfa Romeo that's fighting over. Big Sport is going to cross the line at 120.674. That's a respectable lap time. That puts him in P6. Splits the 2 McLarens. Salzmeister's on an outside. The other Ferrari, Cowboy, He's at a work function, so hopefully I didn't have too many beers. He should be okay.
Definitely not like my one was.
Well, I did mine. I think it was last year. It was my birthday, and I wasn't supposed to race because I said I'm not going to race. And then all of a sudden we got home. We went for a early lunch that turned into a very late lunch, which was supposed to be an early dinner. Got home, was about half clonked, and actually attempted Hungary, which wasn't good. I don't think it's Hungary is not one of the tracks that you want to do when you're under the influence. So don't drink and drive.
Yeah, we don't promote this on this channel.
No, we don't. Although we do promote the occasional beverage.
Of choice.
Of choice, yes. So Cowboy's going to cross the line. That's probably going to be a 122 something. Or is it going to be a 122.635? That is P9 for him. Someone who has got some form towards the end of, or the latter part of the season, is the Alpha Tauri driver of It's Midas. And he's been showing some really good form in that Alpha Tauri. Let's just look at teams quickly. Both Haas drivers are here tonight. Both Alfa Romeos, because that is a fight for the constructors, Pampun and Sols. On the both McLaren drivers, Puerto and Apmar, there is only one Aston Martin. The other Aston Martin getting a race ban for this week for being slightly naughty. Both Ferrari drivers here in Calbo and Big Spoil. One Red Bull driver in minor. I'm not sure where the other.
We just lost the car.
We just lost the car. I just went on to him. Still a beautiful car though. We've got
a really good lawnmower there on the side.
And
he loses it again. Those tires.
Yeah, those tires are cooked. No, they're cooked. Take a breather. Put it into fifth. Going to low fuel. Yeah, so only one Red Bull here tonight. There is two Williams, which is Amer and Sir Hamrick. That's actually a good combination. I'm quite surprised that they didn't do better this season. And then obviously you have only one Alpha Tauri, which is Midas. Am I right? Yeah, one Red Bull and one Alpha Tauri. There we go. So I'm not sure where their teammates are.
And interesting enough, Hamrick's the only person that hasn't gone out yet to set a lap. He's still sitting in pits.
Yeah, so let's just talk about, I want to start doing this next season, just get a bit more driver stats. So, just something about Sir Hamrick. So he started in Premier Division about 2 seasons ago and was really competitive midfield-wise. We moved him to Division 2 to give him, because as faster drivers came in, Division 2, he was just midfield to low field. I just couldn't get it on, and when the new game came out, he found himself in Division 3. So he's got some work to do. He's definitely faster than what he's showing, so there's definitely more potential in him. So that's quite strange. I think just a couple of things also around assists. So majority of Division 3 is using the bulk of the assist that FTR allows them. But then there is drivers who does not use any assist, which one of them is Big Spoil, who uses no assist. Apmar uses no assist. Gerard Botha, FTR Botha, he uses ABS on only. And Midas, he uses nothing as well. So there's a couple of guys here who uses no assist, as Midas sets purple sector 2. So that's encouraging to see, and we might do some changes next season.
And like you mentioned, now with Midas earlier, real good up and comer, showing some real pace here in the end of the season. He also joined us, I think, mid-season.
He did.
And as we said, that he went fastest with a 118.2.
I tell you what, if he joined a little bit earlier in the season, I think
he might have given some people a run for their money.
I think he would have been top of the championship at the moment, because he's really got raw pace in him. It seems like he's mature enough to when the race is not going for him, just to keep it on track and just get the results. It's all about being consistent, really.
And staying out of trouble.
And staying out of trouble. And I think he's mature enough to actually do that. So I tell you what, if he joined a little bit earlier, if he joined in the beginning of the season and used the 2 races just to get used to FTR and the rules and the drivers around him, he probably would have been fighting at the top of the leaderboard at this stage of the season. So, but it is good to see that he's here. And remember, Division 3 is sort of like our, I'm not going to say slower league or slower division. I'm going to say it's the division who does not spend as much time on the game as they would have liked. So we give them the opportunity to. And once again, FTR, as we always say, Hanku is all about close competitive racing. I think this year in Premier Division we basically almost got there. Travis winning. And I mean, also, you know, everyone knows Travis, or Matt Travis. Everyone knows him. Everyone knows he's horribly fast. To win the Drivers' Championship with 2 races to go, that is not bad from Premier Division. I tell you what, Josh and Bob took the fight to him a couple of races. Mango's just been inconsistent too much, or else he would have taken it to him. But for a driver like Travis to win the championship with 2 races only to go, that's not bad from Premier Division. I think if he won a championship with 3 or 4 races to go, that would have been a bit ridiculous. But so Premier Division doesn't look too bad. Division 2 is still fighting for championship. I think I still need to have a look at the points, but it seems like Ume might be in a position to win it next season, and that's also great, winning the championship with 1 race to go in Division 2. In Division 3 we're fighting Ultra Gamer and Pompoon. It would have always been nice just to have more drivers fighting for the championship, maybe 3 or 4, but hopefully we can address that next season with. So how does registration work, you might ask? So everyone that's on the FTR channel, Discord, gets the opportunity, like a week, 2 weeks, to register for the next season, to tell us whether they're available as a driver or not. Whoever is not available for drivers gets removed from FTR, and we go and look for new drivers. And then once we got the pool of drivers, we look at stats. We look at this season's performance. We look at results, qualifying, time trial times. There's a whole host of things that we look at. And then basically we try to put drivers into the divisions where we think they will be competitive, so that not one person can run away with the championship. So that's how registration works. Just quickly. So Hamrick's out on track.
I don't know as well.
You keep quiet, you know how it works.
Thumbs up.
Yay! Right, so Hamrick is eventually on track. I'm going to follow him a bit around on this lap. We'll do a hot lap maybe a little bit later. Maybe I can do it with Midas or Ultra Gamer. But so Hamrick is currently in Sector 1. Let's see if he can keep it on track. And
it's quite a good Sector 1.
Yeah, that's a perfect
22.5.
Yeah. So his teammate currently, Amir, and that's what I'm saying. This is such a strong Williams team. They should have been higher up. Amir showed some great pace mid-season. Lost a bit at the end of the season. So Hamrick's just been too much inconsistent, too many DNFs, too many spins, and that's what cost his team. But Williams should have been really up there with Haas and with Alfa Romeo. Right, so let's see what he can cook up. He's going to come through. He did Sector 2. I didn't see that was a purple, so that was probably just a good sector
I
from
saw
him.
purple.
Oh, did you see purple? Okay, brilliant.
Oh, goes up wide. Oh, it's not invalid.
I don't think it's invalid. I think he got off the throttle, which was quite clever from him. Even if he loses a couple of tenths, it's fine. This is his first lap. So let's see. Yeah, he lost a huge chunk of time there. He probably lost, what, 6 tenths easy. So that could have been a 1:18.8 or 1:18.7, put him close to his teammate. He's got 3 minutes left, so he needs to get a hurry up, get back into the pits and go again.
He might still have time for that.
Yeah, King Killer goes fastest with a 1:18 flat. I want to see if Midas is...
And his horse has been showing great pace together.
Yeah. I tell you what, 2 good teammates, King Killer and Ultra Gamer. And the question is King Killer going to play the team game here and try to protect his teammate Ultra Gamer? Because in essence, Ultra Gamer needs to finish ahead of Pompoon for the next 3 races. I don't have the math in my head yet. But
the fight for constructors are also between the horses and the Alfa Romeos.
Yeah, what's the point difference there at the moment?
58. So
yeah,
there's still a lot of points.
Yeah, a lot of points to and Midas gets purple sector 1. So that was a good sector by him. Let's get on board with him. So he's going to go over the crest here. A blind right-hander, there we go. And this is probably the most difficult turn in Portugal. He takes it in 4th, which is really handy for him. Pulls the car straight immediately. Very soft sprint needed for your car here. After the car will just bottom out. Blind right-hander, you just really brake where you think you should. there's no real marker there. Cut the corner nicely. Gets into fourth and fifth. Tell you what, this looks really handy from him. This is going to be super. So he's basically a 10th up on his time. So he's going to need a mega sector 3 in order to get ahead of King Killer. He runs a bit wide, but didn't invalidate. This is going to be a monster. If he can keep this tight, keep it tight. If he can keep this tight, straight to the line. This is going to be pole. This is going to be pole. Oh, 118.035. My word.
20 hundreds.
Yeah, 200 away from.
Sorry, yeah, my math was gone.
No, well, I'm just saying that. I think I'm right. I'm not sure if I'm right.
Yeah, it's 200. You
Alright, so Ultra Game is on an outlap, and we'll get on board with him as soon as he goes. Salzmeister is in 5th. Pompoen has invalidated his lap, so he's got some time to get to the start-finish line again if he can build some ERS up and restart his lap. So he's got enough time for another lap. Buffel is out from the outlap.
While we're waiting, we've got some comments in the YouTube channel from Umair supporting, I think it's his cousin or his brother, Amir, and Puna.
It's brother. It's Amir and Umair. Come on, get it right this time, Hanku. Come on then.
I didn't have that piece written down yet in front of me here.
We've done this 3 times already, but at least I'm not calling someone auntie and then he's an uncle. Good grief. So he's wishing Amir good luck. So yeah, so they are 2 brothers, Umair and Amir. Here we go.
And then we also got Antoinette. So go Midas go.
Yeah, so she's supporting Midas, and I still think if he joined early in the season, a great prospect for the future. He could have been really battling for the championship higher up, but this is his first season with FTR, and hopefully he will register for next season, and hopefully we'll take the same pace in it. So, Hunker, from a management point of view, I think we've probably got, 2 seasons left on this game. Starting early January next year, we'll probably do 11 race season again, and then our final season on this game before we move on to the 2023 game, which hopefully will be better.
Just want to cut in here. I see Ultra Gamers on a lap, and he said a purple sector 1/10 up. Almost done with sector 2.
Let's get on board with the half driver. Let's see. Yeah,
He's 210 subs.
So that would be a 180. That would be a 118.
We'll keep him in the same position, but he can still
give him a 118 flat something, because he was more than a 10.5 up. So this should give him a 118 flat. It's just 118 flat watts. And this is really all you don't want to short shift to 8 here, because you will really lose a lot of time. Let's see where this gets there.
Oh, it's so close.
My word. So it's, from a team point of view, King Killer just taken away 2 points from Ultra Gamer in the championship, which is, I mean, Midas is ahead of him anyway. But that's good for Haas, because both of them are ahead of Pompoen, which is fighting for the championship. One Alfa Romeo, Pompoen again. Yeah, so he's going to start in 7th, I think. 7th,
sorry.
Pompoen, yeah. So the Haas boys is 1st and 3rd, and then the Alfa Romeo guys, I think, is 7th and 6th. Yeah, so it's all about Salzmeister trying to help his teammate here and not losing too many positions. Obviously fighting for the constructors as well. And then you've got, but it is King Killer who's taking the 2 extra World Championship points for his team, for the Haas team, and for himself. Midas next to him. Then the second row is Ultra Game and Amir. And then your other championship contender, 7th, is Pompoen. Further down the field, we've got Ferrari at the bottom, Cowboy in 14th. He's a teammate just ahead of him at 13th. McLaren in 12th, the other McLaren in 11th. So it's McLaren and Ferrari lockout at the back of the grid. And Sir Hamrick has been demoted to 10th. Right, so me and Hanku is going to take a break while everyone select their setups and they do formation lap. And we will be back with the race start.
Cool.
Right, if you just join us, welcome to the start of Portugal. It is round 9 here at Division 3. Couple of tyre differentials here. Minor starting on the hards in second. And then we've got a stint of soft runners, Pampoen, Minor and Scully on the softs. And then the rest of the grid is all on mediums. All eyes on Ultra Gamer in third. He is currently second in the World Championship, chasing after Pampoen, who is first in the championship. He's currently seventh. And then it's all about the constructors between Haas and Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo leading. They're currently 6th and 7th. And then the Haas boys chasing them down. They're currently 1st and 3rd. So I am going to get on to Ultra Gamer for the race start. We'll just see if we can get a... maybe I can get on Amir. Yeah, let's get on Amir at the back there in 4th. Lights out and away we go. This is the start of 33 laps. A great start by Amir. Great start by Ultra. Ooh!
Midas losing it.
Yeah.
A very bad start.
That is horrible by Midas. I tell you what, I'm not sure if he lost traction there, but he completely took out Midas there. And Sir Hamrick, I think, was caught up in that as well. So he's got a DNF, so it's yellows. And I'm pretty sure Sir Hamrick got caught up in that as well. But yep, that is not good. Minor is ghosting for some other weird reason, so Hamrick has left the session, and surprise, surprise, I would too if that happened to me on the race start. Yeah, so that's something for the steward to look at. I'm not sure why Minor is in ghost, but yeah, it is King Killer leading at the moment from Ultra Gamer, from Robert Biffle, from Pampoen in 4th, Scully in 6th, Cowboy in 7th. Sorry, in 6th, yeah, Puerta in 7th, Big Spoil, Soulsmeister lost a couple of places up into 9th, Harat made some up huge spaces, he's currently in 7th, and yeah, Hunker, it's all about what King Killer does with his teammate, Ultra Gamer. Is he going to give him the lead? Because King Killer really, I mean, he needs to start winning every race from now on to take it to Pampoen. So what is the Haas guys going to do? Pampoen is already on Robert Biffle at the back, and yeah, it's maybe early days, it's only lap 1 of 33. But when do you start protecting your teammates?
I see Scully also had some damage here. He's going into the pits at the moment. Oh, sorry, no, he's actually spun around the last corner.
Yeah, so Midas causing a lot of chaos on the start-finish straight with the race start. So I'm pretty sure Hamrick was caught up in that.
Pitting and getting a 5-second speeding in the pit lane penalty.
Yeah, so Midas took out Amir, I think. I'm not sure. Hanku, I just want to... I'm not sure if you got these guys as friends, but I just want to make sure that I get Minor in, because I don't think he's in the lobby.
Let me see if I can invite him.
See if you can invite Amir back. Amir, Minor, because he's ghosting on my screen. So I'm not sure if he's lost connection. And if you can invite him, let me know. If you can't, then I'll just pause the stream and we'll get him back into the race. There's still plenty of time for him, hopefully, to catch up. But yeah, Pampoen on the softer tyres. He is struggling to get past Robert Biffle at the moment. And Robert Biffle doing a good job keeping him behind. The two Haas guys is not getting away from the Mercedes in third. 1.9 seconds between Ultra Gamer and Biffle. With Pampoen in fourth. But yeah, like I say, Pampoen, he's probably going to pit around about lap 6 or 7. The medium runners is probably going to pit around about lap 14 only. They might do an early stop and then get onto the hards. DRS is enabled this lap, but you will only get it on the next DRS straight. Ultra Gamer sticking nicely in the DRS of his teammate, so that's good from the Haas drivers, keeping each other in DRS, and it's important for them to increase that gap so that when Pampoen gets past Biffle, that he doesn't catch up with them. Yes, he is on the alternative strategy with the Fox. Let's get on board with Pampoen and see, is he going to have a look on the inside? That's a bit optimistic. That was a bit optimistic, and hats off to Robert Biffle there, giving him actually the space, but yeah, I'm not sure. He's got to have the inside here. Ooh, good back. Ooh, keep it together. Oh, Robert Biffle loses it slightly. Guerta's going to come past. He's going to be promoted up into fourth. There we go. So McLaren showing some good form. He's currently up in fourth. Robert Biffle after that spin. He's currently in fifth. Cowboy is in sixth. So good for Ferrari. Currently in sixth and eighth. Soulsmeister in 7th. But let's just go back. So the gap between Ultra Gamer and Pampoen is 3.2 seconds. So the Haas driver is working nicely there. I'm not sure if Amir is back in his car or Minor.
Yeah, I see Minor joined.
Okay. There we go. So there's plenty. Hopefully for him, there is something that happens on track, so he can get back into the race. See, he hasn't taken control of his car yet because he's still ghosting on my screen. Okay.
So our biggest winner from all of this was Gia Botha.
I tell you what, still a drive. I mean, Rolf Buffel, there was a big tussle between him and Pompoen, and probably an opportunistic move on the inside from Pompoen. Hats off to Buffel because I think he gave him more space than was warranted, and tried to go on the inside and just ran over the curb and spun out. So Botha came through into fourth. Salzmeister has got past Cowboy in sixth. So the two Ferraris, good job from them, seventh and eighth. And Apmar, I tell you what, let's go a bit to the back there to Apmar. And there's this train forming. So we've got it's Cowboy, Big Spoil, and Apmar. So Apmar's looking really fast. So let's get on board with Ray here. He's got two Ferrari drivers in front of him, and his teammate's currently in fourth. So this can be a really good result for McLaren, Hanku. If Apmar can clear the two Ferraris, that will put him into seventh. And I can't remember the last time that McLaren were fourth and seventh.
Yeah, it's a great phenomenon. And we saw some bigger pace from Apmar in qualifying. Hopefully he can bring it through in the race versus these Ferraris in front of him.
Absolutely. Oh, and as we say that,
the pressure was on.
Alright, so he's going to just keep going. Scully's going to come fast. Yeah, that will take him down to 10.
Midas also.
Yeah, Midas is probably going to come past him as well. There we go.
Oh, is Apmar getting the... Or is Midas getting the DRS? It's Midas getting the DRS.
Yes, he is.
I was very close in the detection zone.
Right, Mina is back in control of the sexy vehicle, so he's going to 12. And he's...
Oh, and something happened to Botha. Botha spun round on the uphill left-handed.
You know what?
Very difficult traction zone.
It is. That takes him from 4th to 8th again. So 2 spins for both McLarens in 1 lap. And
the Ferrari is passing both McLarens again now.
Yeah. So this is the fight for the bottom of the table. Hank, if you have some time, just check for me what is the points difference between Ferrari and McLaren.
Have me take out a calculator here now.
No, I actually think I've actually done it for you.
It's very close.
I've actually done it for you. You don't need a calculator.
It's 18. I think it's 18 points.
Alright, so 18. Oh yeah, you should take out a calculator, sorry.
No,
so
no,
18...
I'm lying. It's less. It's 6.
Yes?
Yeah, it's 18 points.
18 points.
No. Yes,
right.
yes, sorry.
Okay, well, you tell me when you're ready.
That's 18 points. My brain isn't working anymore.
Alright, so 18 points between Ferrari and McLaren. McLaren leading that battle, but Ferrari at the moment 6th and 7th. McLaren 8th and 11th. They can take some points away from them. Although I think Bottas got a lot of pace. I think really he's got plenty of pace. And if he doesn't spin again, I think he will get past the Ferraris a bit quicker than what Apmar did. And these two Ferrari guys should not get into a tussle with each other because that's just going to cause chaos for them. Carlos making use of all the track here. I'm hoping that this is not really corner a track invalidation for him because the penalties will ramp up very quickly.
I just want to mention, and I'm going to jump a bit ahead of the pack here, and I'm going to go straight to the horses. They're working really well together, sticking in each other's DRS.
Isn't that a Ferrari thing?
A big gap. They're pulling a big gap.
I remember you and Super D did that at the beginning of the season. You controlled the race so nicely, being in each other's slipstream all the time. Kharad's going to make the move. Is he going to go on the inside? No, he thinks better of it. Good stuff by him. So a bit of racing experience there from Kharad. Saying, you know what, I'll get you on DRS. Although, Big Spoy hasn't been using a lot of his ERS, so he's sitting really pretty behind his teammate. So here comes the DRS. Ooh, there we go.
Botha loses it.
Again. Alright, so he's had a spin. Midas is going to come past his
Ultra Gamers fan. Taking it from second now to behind Pompoen.
And he was 6 seconds ahead of Pompoen. So this puts the cats amongst the pigeons because yes, Pompoen is probably going to have to pit soon unless he wants to do a one-stopper. Get to run about lap 8 or 9 on those softs and then pit for the hards. Although we saw Arnuchos trying that in Premier Division and that did not work for him. But yeah, he's currently... So for him, he needs to finish ahead of Pompoen. No matter what, he needs to finish ahead of him, and it's going to be interesting to see what the Haas boys does. But if he does get behind, is King Killer going to back out? Is he going to back down and bring Ultra Gamer back into play? What would you do, Hanku? What would you do as a team if the guy who's not fighting for the championship is 8 seconds ahead? The guy who's next to you is fighting for the championship. He's 1.4 seconds behind the guy in second, which he's fighting for. He's on a better strategy than Pampun, I think. What are you going to do? Will you back out of it? Will you start slowing down, get your teammate back in, let him go past and protect him? Or will you go for the race win? Will you be selfish and go for the race win?
From this lap onwards, I would back off.
Okay. You know what? That is so teammates, me and you, we think the same way. I would also just back off and get my teammate back into play.
If it was later in the race, and especially also if I look at the strategies at the moment, looking at Pampun's strategy, he's obviously suffering on these softs already.
Yeah.
And the mediums is just showing such much more pace. And they're going to have fresher hards at the end. And if they're this close together at the moment, I don't think you might even need to back off. Because from strategy-wise, Ultra Gamer's got this in the bag to get ahead of Pampunya.
Yeah, so this is only our discussion in the comms box. This is not what we expect the drivers to do, so just please take note of that. We're not saying anyone should be doing anything for teammates. We're just giving you our insight on what we think teammates should be doing. So I agree with Hanku here. I think Team Killer, the moment Pampun is past Ultra Gamer, he should back out of it. Start decreasing his lap times. Get Ultra Gamer ahead.
They touch. The pace difference is making it difficult.
Yeah, pace difference making it nice. Lost the odd. You know what? The other thing is also Hanku, and to be fair, King Killer's having an awesome race in the front. And there we go. So he pits now. So let's. Can you have a look at me and see what Pampun pits on? I want to check this gap between King Killer and Ultra Gamer. So gap at the moment is 12 seconds. You know, is King Killer going to slow down? Is he? I think as a teammate, I would be highly upset if my teammate goes and win this race and I get second. I think that's
getting a set of odds.
Okay, so he might go to the end. Alright, so he comes out just behind Midas. Actually behind Cowboy, behind Atmar. Okay. So a bit of traffic for him. Right, so let's look at this gap between King Killer and Ultra Gamer. Maybe King Killer will slow down at the end of the race. Let's just see. I personally think you can see that Ultra Gamer is pushing really hard. Take the pressure off him, back out of it, get him in front of the queue and protect him, because you can see Ultra Gamer is pushing, and if he keeps on pushing like this, he's going to have another spin. It's coming. I just want to get off him. I don't want to do commentator's curse here. Right, Robert Buffel has been promoted to third.
I don't think it was completely his fault that he spun. He went into the back of Pampun, fair enough. But that is what actually caused him to lose it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not Pampun's fault. That's just a bit of over-eagerness and probably more grip, faster car. Yeah, that can happen. So the gap has not decreased between King Killer and Ultra Gamer. I'm not sure how these two guys are going to play it. Yeah,
Ultra
and once
Gamer,
again,
though, sitting very pretty on his ERS versus Pampun. Pampun already pitted and gaining a lot of ERS. Ultra Gamer still has double the amount.
Wow. Yeah, and you see, and there we go. So Ultra Gamer's pushing really hard. There's already a 3-second penalty for him. So as a team, and I know there's no team principals or team engineers like we have in Premier Division and Division 2, but as a race engineer, I would just tell the Haas team, guys, King Killer, you're not going to win the championship, mate. This is for the constructors, this is for our driver. You need to back out.
Pampun almost losing it as well. We're struggling on these odds for him.
Yeah, it's the first lap out. We know that the Heart is probably going to take 2 laps to get nicely into the rhythm. I think the Heart is actually a stellar tyre around this track. But yeah, let's see. The gap's increasing 12.7 seconds. I'm not sure if those two are sitting in the chat party and if they're discussing this, but yeah, I think at the moment, lap 10 of 33, I think Haas has got this wrong. Completely wrong, unfortunately. But that's just my view. It's not necessary. Uncle, how's YouTube doing there? Everything okay?
I will double check for us. King Killer setting also the fastest lap.
Yeah, you see, this is not helping his teammate. This is not helping his teammate. Right, further down the field, let's stop discussing strategies here. Minor is still in third, 113. No safety car yet to bring him back into the pack. I think he's hoping for a safety car on those softs so he can get a free pit stop. Buerta with his spin, couple of spins for him. He's down into 12th. He's pitted for New Heart. His teammate is still in 9th on his original medium, so he still needs to pit. Pompoen is on Hearts behind Cowboy. And then the two Ferraris, 6th and 7th, yes, they still need to pit. But also so does Midas, so does Soulsmeister. I think Souls is eventually
been overtaken by
Robert Biffle, yeah. Well, Robert Biffle, I think, was ahead of him at a stage. He was in 3rd and Souls in 4th, so he's just reclaimed the position. So this looks like a nice battle between these two. And once again, this is for constructors. So Haas at the moment, 1st and 2nd. They will take a lot of points away from the Alfa Romeo guys being 4th. And I think Pompoen has just got past Cowboy. Yes, he has. So he's chasing after the other Ferrari driver, Big Boy, which is, what, 8 seconds ahead? So Big Boy having a really good session here. I mean, he's 8 seconds ahead of his teammate. Wow. So that's good from him. It's good to see him getting it on. Midas, he started on the hards, remember. He's going to be on fresh mediums at the end of the race. So don't forget too much about him. He's currently in 5th, 9 seconds behind Souls. And the gap between Ultra Game and Team Killer, that's just increasing all the time. So, yeah.
Also, just to mention, Ultra Game is still hogging his ERS and not using much. He's setting on 60% still.
Yeah, I'm not
so
sure.
He's really saving it for worst case scenario. Pompoen sitting on 6% and he's already pitted.
What these guys might do, and it just popped up into my mind as being a race engineer for my guys in Premier Division, King Killer might... I think what might happen is Ultra Gamer might pit 1st, King Killer might pit 2nd, and then just back out of it and maybe let the pit stop make the difference and let his teammate get past on the pit stop. And that's probably the easiest way of doing it. And then just be behind him and protect him, because really, if Ultra Gamer wants to win this championship, he needs to win this race and he needs to finish ahead of Pompoen in the next couple of races. What is the gap between Pompoen and Ultra Gamer at the moment, Hanku? I think it's 54.
So to King Killer, it's 40. Okay. So that would make it 28 to Ultra Gamer. Seconds.
No, I'm talking about points in championship.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the gap currently on the race.
I think it's 54 in the Drivers' Championship, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm just checking. And while I'm waiting for the phone to load, we have some comments in the YouTube channel from Sophia saying your girlfriend loves you, Midas. So obviously his girlfriend is...
Hey, lots of love. It's not February, but it's the month of love apparently. Hell yeah.
And then Umair just slapping his face with an emoji. I believe that's
it's the month of love, Umair. You need to feel the love, my man.
It is.
Right, so if you are on YouTube and you are watching this, tell us what do you think the Haas boys should be doing. We've given you our insights as commentary team of what we think the Haas boys should be doing. That will increase their lead or help them with the constructors and also help their driver in the world title. So, Ume, if you guys are watching, I know you're leading Division 2 World Championship, but what would you do if it was reverse roles and you had to protect your teammate? Would you back out? Yeah, give us some insights if you are watching the stream. Give us some insights on the YouTube channel. Leave us a comment and tell us what do you think the Haas boys should be doing.
The difference in championship points, Ultra Gamer in second with 43 points ahead of him is Pompoen.
Okay, so 43 points. So basically, yeah, with 3 races to go, maximum points available would be 99 if it wins every race, passes lap, Grand Slam, whatever that kind of stuff. Actually, 70, 105 if there's DNFs involved. So there is plenty of time for him. But I think you don't want to approach the last 2 races being, what, more than 35 points adrift. So yeah, so basically simple math, he needs to finish every race ahead of Pompoen, and he needs to win somewhere along the line and get a Grand Slam if he wants to take this all the way to the end at China. So the gap has not increased yet, it's still stabilized at Team Killer Ultra Gamer, 12 seconds. Robert Buffel still ahead of Salzmeister. Pompoen still behind Big Boy, so he's clawed that gap back nicely. It's 3.8 seconds. Big Boy still needs to pit, so I'm not sure when he's going to pit. Midas will hang it out probably till lap 20. 20
yeah,
to
the
19.
pit window is opening and Ultra Gamer is pitting. He's the first one to pit.
Right, so let's see if he serves his 3-second penalty now, which I think the game should just be doing. They should just serve the 3-second penalty in the pits and get over and done with it. Don't give it to the end of the race. That's stupid. It takes away the driver's focus trying to do math and stuff. So let's see, he goes into the pits. The hard tyres goes on. There is no penalty. Yes, he serves his penalty. There we go. Good stuff, Codemaster as well. Did he? I just want to
I
make
don't
sure.
think he did.
He was stationary for quite a lot of time there.
He didn't.
No, he didn't. Oh well, stupid Codemasters. Well done for nothing. Good job.
Well, still ahead of Big's Boy, so a lot less traffic for him to get through.
Yeah, so
with both drivers ahead of him still needing to pit.
Yeah, so Midas is going to pit and he's going to go on to fresh mediums. Let's see if King Killer pits the next lap, but yeah, unless we have a last 3 laps team order thing coming in and say back out and let the driver through. And I'm all for that. If that means the driver wins the World Championship, I think that's what teammates are supposed to do. I don't think you should be doing those kind of stuff in race 3 of the season.
But King Killer pitting.
Alright, so he pits. Let's go back to our race leader. Into the pits.
Robert Buffel might pass him here.
I think it's 23 seconds for the pit window. So it's going to be very tight for them. But I mean, cold tires coming out. I wouldn't fight Robert Buffel if I were him. I would just really just slot in behind him. Get
and
those
Robert
tires.
Buffel pitting, so there's no more stress.
Alright, so
it's going to come out ahead of Midas, but Midas is going to be very close to him in the first couple of corners of the cold tires.
I would just let him go past. I mean, heat up your tires nicely and get on with it. Okay, so King Killer is ahead of Midas, about 2.5 seconds. But yep, you do not want to spin right now. And,
not on those cold tires, and it's very easy to do that on this track. All the elevation changes.
Yeah, so Buffel is into the pits for his mandatory pit stop for the Heart, same as Salzmeister pit at the lap before. Big Boy is into the pits, the Ferrari team. Amir is into the pits for his brand new mediums. So the only guy that hasn't pitted in the top as Amir pits is basically Midas. He can probably go to lap 20, unless he wants to go to softs at the end. But I think he might go into the mediums. I think the mediums is a better race tire than the softs. So he goes in, Cowboy goes past, so he's done his pit stop. Yeah, so let's see what Midas do in the next 4 or 5 laps. I think if he hasn't pitted by lap 19, he's probably going to try to get on the softs at the end and try to steal the fastest lap as well.
Just remember, Midas hasn't run the full race on these hards. He pitted lap 1, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he started on the hards, didn't he? Let's just have a look quickly.
But he had the big incident right at this front.
Yeah.
So, right at the start. So he's really brought himself back in this race.
He did. So a good stint on the hards for him. He has not pitted, so he started on the hards. He was one of the few guys that started on the hards. Yeah. So
he'll
the gap
come out
between
right by Robert Buffel if he does pit.
So the gap between King Killer and Ultra Gamer was 12.5 seconds. It's come down now to about 10.8, so a 2-second deficit. 3-second time penalty for Pompoen. That's not going to help him much. He's 4 seconds behind his championship rival Ultra Gamer in third. And it's going to be interesting to see when Midas does pit. And as soon as Ultra Gamer's tires are up to temperature, how quickly he can pull that gap out of Pompoen. Remember, Pompoen's tires are already 8 laps old. Ultra Gamer's got basically a brand new set. That tire is going to come alive within the next 2 laps. So he should increase that gap from 4 seconds to probably 6 or 7 or 8 seconds if he doesn't spin again. And then it's all about to see what Haas does, if they're going to do anything funky.
Bull's also very close to Robert Buffel here. Really on his gearbox at the moment. As they come into the last corner, about 6 tenths behind him, losing a lot of time to this corner here. He might just not have enough. Rover sitting on a lot more ERS currently than Soulsmeister does. Soulsmeister a bit too far behind, losing too much traction out of that second last corner. Soulsmeister almost dropping out. Did he drop out of the DRS? Yep, he dropped out of the DRS, so he's not getting any DRS down that straight. This is hurting him, also being low on the ERS.
Okay, brilliant stuff. So just while he's battling with his ERS and trying to get past Robert Buffalo, which is having a good race on his own, the two McLaren guys, who is second last, and who don't want to finish last in the championship, they're currently 11th and 12th, and the Ferrari guys, a stellar race for them, 9th and 7th. So that's good stuff from the Ferrari team, being ahead of McLaren, and that will definitely take them, I think, out of the bottom and put them just ahead of McLaren. Although McLaren was running, what, 5th and 7th at a stage? Unreal. But this is what Portugal can do to you. Further up the field, yeah, I can't see King Killer backing out. They might wait for Midas to pit. I can see Ultra Gamer's taken that gap now from 4.6 seconds to 5.3. So those hearts are coming to him. And yeah, Souls and Pompoon, yeah, I just want to do this quickly. There we go. So out of DRS for him. The closest battle is Scully. He's currently in 8th. He's chasing after the Ferrari of Bixboy. He's in a Ferrari sandwich, although Cowboy's a little bit further behind. But Scully in the Aston Martin. He's the only, yep, he's the sole Aston Martin tonight. Having a look on the inside. Now he's going to back out of it. Is he going to go around the outside? Yes, go around the outside. Good job. So he gets past Bixboy. So, yeah.
Bixboy taking a very weird defensive move.
Yeah, I think he was being very kind there. I think he also knows that Scully is 13 laps old, so he's probably expecting Scully to pit again and not go to the end on those hearts. So he might think to himself, you know what, I'm not going to get involved in this and maybe lose the rear or get into an incident. I'll wait for you to pit and then get you. Let's see if he can stick with Scully. That will be interesting to see if he can. Amir is getting very close to Cowboy. So,
and we on lap 20 and Midas climbing into the pits. He's putting on a new set of mediums.
Alright, so it was time for him to pit. So I was thinking if he goes beyond lap 20, he's probably going to go for softs, but he's decided to go for the mediums.
He's going to come up very close to Rover Buffalo and Souls here.
Right, a big tussle here between Amir and Cowboy. The Cowboy doing very defensively well. He's just driving in the middle of the track. Good job by him.
Midas getting out ahead of Rover Buffalo and Souls, but they're very close by now. Even being on such cold tires. At least it's easier to bring in the mediums.
Yep, most definitely.
But they'll be up to temperature in not even a lap. So as long as he can stay ahead and keep them out of the DRS, he's long gone from them. And he might still catch Pompoon here. 13 laps to go, only being 8.5 seconds away. Pompoon with the 3-second penalty, he doesn't even have to gain as much.
Right, here we go, Hanku. There's a pass coming from Amir on Cowboy. Amir goes on the inside, DRS assisted. Use a little bit of his DRS. And goes in, sticks to the inside, good move. Amir up into 9th. So the two Ferrari guys, each one losing a position within a space of 2 laps. So they're down from 7th to 8th and from 9th to 10th. Yep, so Midas is pitted. He's 9 seconds behind Pompoon. He's got what, 12 laps to go? Can he claw back a second a lap?
He doesn't need a second.
Oh, he needs less than that because of, yeah.
He only needs 5 seconds. He only needs to climb a half a second a lap.
Alright. That's definitely doable. Right, so let's have a look at the gap. Ooh, and someone's Ultra Gamer spun again. I tell you what, he's not making life easy for his teammate. Spun again. Pompoon has gone past. Yeah.
I think he can still get the second place here. Having fresher tires, he just need to keep his head down. Use all that ERS for a change. And
yeah, it's no use for not using your ERS and you spin every second lap, you know, get on with it. So, yeah.
Get back in that DRS.
The lap difference is 6 lap difference between the two drivers. Both of them, let's just have a look, has got a 3-second penalty.
And with that spin, this might promote Midas to second if Midas can catch this pack.
Yeah, he's 7.2 seconds now behind Ultra Gamer.
That'll be another great result from Midas.
Yeah, having that big incident going basically plumb last almost in the start finish when he made a mistake. Yeah, Midas lost the car and made contact. So there might be some steward stuff coming his way, unfortunately. With the race start, where Sir Hamrick was involved, and who else was involved? I can't remember now.
And the other Alfa Romeo and Souls still stuck behind Grover Biffle, struggling to make the overtake.
Yep, there we go, fastest lap for Midas, so he's climbing into the gap down to almost below 7 seconds. Are we going to see a move here on the inside? Is he going to flonk it? He's probably going to do to Pompoen, which Pompoen did to the other drivers. Yes, he did. Goes on the inside. And he's going to have the swing shot. There we go. Ahead of Pompoen. It's very important for him to finish ahead of Pompoen. And yeah, King Killer's running away with 20 seconds ahead of his teammate. Is that a bit too much, Hanku, to ask your teammate to back out?
You give me all these hard questions.
No, if you were... okay, so hang on. So if we were teammates and you were leading the race and I was fighting for the championship, I was second, you're first, would you, out of your own,
I will drop
back out?
If you ask me, I wouldn't think about it out of my own.
Oh really? That's selfish. That's
I don't
really
think
selfish
I would have been concentrating too much on the race to think about
With
it.
19 seconds lead, what do you want to concentrate on? Watching the bird life?
Keeping that car on the track.
No, you can spin twice and you'll still be ahead. It's selfish. Glad you're not my teammate. Thank goodness for that. Anyway, anything on YouTube so far, Hanku, that we need to look at?
Nothing yet. Very clean at the moment.
Cool. Alrighty, so that's all good. So what, we've got 10 laps to go. I think with 10 laps to go, me and Hanku is just going to take a quick water break. I am going to stick with... let's just see who's the closest battle before I leave. I'm going to stick with Pompoen, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes' time.
Cool.
Right, we're back. 9 laps to go. It's still King Killer leading from his teammate. 18 seconds in the lead. Pompoen is still behind Ultra Gamer. 1.2 seconds. Both of them on 3-second time penalty. Midas sitting pretty. He's now within 3 seconds, or within 4 seconds of Pompoen. So if he can claw back another, 8 tenths, he will jump Pompoen. He will put him up into 4th if he doesn't get any penalties. And he probably needs another 2 seconds or so to claw back, then he can get 2nd. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the Haas boys do. At the moment they 1-2, which is good for constructors, but they've got the wrong driver in 2nd, unfortunately.
As a Midas really pushing it now.
Yeah, he's been on it.
And we've got Ulrich coming in saying, let's go, Puna, chase it, my man.
Yeah, there we go. I don't think he's been using a majority of his ERS, so he's really flat out at the moment. Unfortunately, 2 seconds now. The gap's just jumped over 2 seconds. First time in a while. Let me rephrase this, Hanku, because this is really interesting. If you were in second, if you were Ultra Gamer and I was King Killer, would you ask me to slow down for you? For the championship?
I don't think I would have.
Remember, if Ultra Gamer gets this wrong, he can be demoted to third, not even second, with his time penalty. Would you ask me to protect you?
Yes. I would ask for some DRS.
Here we go. I'm completely with you. So if I was the lead car, or if I was Ultra Gamer, I would get on the phone with King Killer and say, hey boy, you're not fighting for the championship. I will return the favor when the time is right again. You need to back out, get me within DRS of you, or let me get past, hold these guys up. He's got the pace to stay ahead of Pompoen and Midas, but at the moment, if Midas keeps on doing what he's doing, he's going to jump from 4th to 2nd. He's going to demote Ultra Gamer to 3rd, Pompoen to 4th, and that points difference between 3rd and 4th is not going to be sufficient enough for them. So there is, what, 7 laps to go. So let's see if the Haas boys is going to do this. But yeah, I think we've reached consensus that some assistance is needed here from King Killer towards Ultra Gamer.
Some interesting facts for you. I've been checking the race directive, and Midas has been lapping a second faster than Ultra Gamer at the moment. Every lap for the last 5 laps.
Yeah, I see. This is where you need your teammate, and
he's about to get into DRS range from Pompoen.
Yeah, he is, and I tell you what, Pompoen. So he needs to get past Pompoen and take out what, 0.6 of a second out of Ultra Gamer, and it's done and dusted. He will take second. It's just a question of how long those mediums are going to hang on.
We've got a good comment in the
I love good comments.
YouTube channel here, coming again from Ulrich saying, Owens, your commentary is awesome, boys.
Thank you. With our South African accents. Thanks, Ulrich.
Yeah. And then we've got Razor coming in. Haven't heard from Razor in a while, saying, Moilo Bevelich.
Hey, dude. It's nice to hear from Razor. He was my teammate a couple of seasons ago in the Red Bulls, obviously.
And he was my
he was yours as well. Yeah.
Yes, we ran in the Red Bulls.
I tell you what, lovely guy. I tell you what, miss him a lot. So hopefully we'll have him in FTR one day again. That will be great stuff. But thanks, Ulrich, for the kind words. Ulrich, tell us, what would you do? Come on then, tell us, if you were race engineer for Haas here, what would you do? Because I still think Haas has got this wrong. I completely... And I'm very outspoken when it comes to these things, because I think that you need to work together as a team. But I think Haas has got this wrong, unless they surprise me with a couple of laps to go and just King Killer just goes into second gear for the next lap and a half.
But Midas about to go for the overtake here on
Pompoen. There we go. This is trouble. This is trouble for Haas.
Pompoen not fighting it, not using any ERS.
Yeah, I wouldn't fight it if I were you either. So both of them have got no energy left. And there we go. So he needs 0.6 of a second to jump Ultra Gamer. So the plot thickens. So not sure what's going on in that Haas, if they are in a chat party, if they do chat to each other. I'm not sure what's going on between the two. I think if the question has been asked to slow down and it's not happening, I think there's a lot of silence there. And I think if the question is not asked, that's weird that the question has not been asked. But anyway, that's not up to us. Right, so Midas is, he needs what, 0.5 of a second to basically jump Ultra Gamer at the end of the race based on penalties. Solzmeister, the only other guy who does not have penalties. So let's just have a look at this. He's 1.5 seconds behind Robert Buffel. Robert Buffel has got a 3-second time penalty. So at the moment, Solz will take 5th. So it will be Alfa Romeo 4th and 5th, and Haas 1st and 3rd. it could have been first and second. My word. Okay then. Alright, let's just have a look. Scully, he's still in 7th. The two Ferrari boys, 9th and 10th, so good result. And the the McLaren guy, still 11th and 12th. So Atmar ahead of his teammate. Worked for 26 seconds behind his teammate, so that is a lot. So everyone has pitted. There we go. Right, so there is what?
Ulrich came in with what he would do.
Okay.
He says Ultra Gamer must work for his P1. That's just his opinion. There's no freebies. King Killer's driving a great race. Why must he give up P1?
Very true, very true. But not helping his teammate might lead Haas to become first and third, where they could have been first and second. That's the first problem for the constructors, because they are not leading the constructors. They are second. They are chasing down the Alfa Romeo guy, so they could have made a huge chunk into this, and you do not know what's going to happen next week. And if King Killer had better races this season, like he did tonight, he would have been in the position that Ultra Gamer's in. So I think difference of opinion. I think, yes, a race win for him would be great. At a cost of his teammate winning the championship, not sure I would like my teammate a lot.
Put another scenario here in your head at least.
The
other part of the fight for King Killer is he has never had a win in FTR yet.
That's also true. Your first win, that's mega in my eyes. Your first win in any league race or in any league that you joined, your first win is always very special. Look, we're not saying... Okay, so hang on. So we're not saying this should happen. We're just saying, with 2 races to go, Imola next week, and then off to China. Anything can happen those 2 races. Do you really want to take the gamble and say, oh, next week we'll be in the same position, and I'll do this for you next week, and you might not be in that position? I don't know. Anyway, this is not our decision. This is the Haas boys. He's not backing off. He's going for the race win. It would have been easy. It would have been nice to get both of these guys into the comms box and actually have a chat with them about this, but let's not do that. Pompoon now 2.8 seconds, so let's have a look. Midas 3.5 seconds, so he's still got that 0.6 of a second that he needs to claw back from Ultra Gamer to get him into P2. Currently, Ultra Gamer is safe if he doesn't invalidate any other laps. Soulsmaster now 2 seconds behind Robert Buffel, so he needs to keep it within that gap to jump Robert Buffel and give Alfa Romeo a 4th and a 5th. So if you sorry Anku, so if you have not watched the other divisions in FTR, please do so. Premier Division is on Tuesday nights. That is the fast of the fast. Division 2 is on Wednesday nights, and then also Division 3 on Thursdays. Matt Trav has won the Drivers' World Championship in the Red Bull this season. For Season 8, he is our Driver World Champion. He's won it or this week in Portugal by taking the win, and I think he also took a pole position. So he's won it from Mango, so that is his first title with FTR, so big congratulations to Matt Trav for winning the Drivers' Championship. And if you haven't watched Division 2, please do so, because there's a big battle. Although I think Umair is one step closer to sealing it. It is between Umair, Martin, and the other guy who's Manchester. That's the 3 guys that was in the title fight, but I think Umair is probably one step closer to winning the Drivers' Championship. He's made it very easy for himself next week in Imola. And then obviously this week it's King Killer, Ultra Gamer versus Pompoon. So currently they are 2nd and 4th at the moment. Right, so yeah, it seems like Honku, our predictions and our advice and our thoughts are absolutely in the wind. King Killer will go for his first race win. And that is a very special moment for any driver to win your first league race in a league. So you know what, he's made no mistakes tonight. Let's be honest, he did not spin, kept the car on track. He's just picked up he's got a penalty a long time ago.
3 seconds.
3 seconds, yeah. But he's kept it on track. He's done nothing funny. He pitted when he needed to pit, kept it together, pulled out a gap in the beginning, kept his race start clean. So from lap 1, I think he was leading from lap 1. So this is a... and we're going to get on board with him on the last lap, just to celebrate with him his first win with FTR. And as he starts his final lap here in Portugal. No mistakes from him. He's really been on it. I just want to see if he still owns the fastest lap. Let's just do that. Fastest lap he still does, a 120.020. So he still owns the fastest lap. He also got pole position, didn't he? Yes, he did.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he did. He did. So that will be a Grand Slam for him. So that will be pole position. The win and the fastest lap, so that's another Grand Slam for Division 3. We've seen one already, or two already, I think, in Division 3. But a mega drive from him. It didn't get too phased by anything, and just kept his head together. 16-second win. Now take this into consideration. This is a 50% race. Yes, things can change. You need to take it into perspective. It's like a 50 over game versus a 20 over T20, but you can convert that 16 seconds probably into a 28-second win on a full race distance. Now, if anyone wins by 28 seconds in real F1, it's by a country mile. So,
I can jump in here quick. Midas just dropped the 3 seconds on Ultra Gamer.
Oh boy.
But it's very tight. This is going to be very close to the end.
Right, so you check that for me. I'm going to check.
And on the YouTube channel, we also got Shane van den Berg saying, come on, Midas. So really a lot of support coming in for him to get this move done. Well, stay in this time.
I think he's got it. I think King Killer, yeah, he crosses the line. That's his first win in FTR. Let's look at Ultra Gamer. He's going to lose second. Midas just kept it for the last lap, and I tell you what, brilliant. So he crossed the line. Yeah, there we go. Midas gets into second. What a drive. After the chaos on the race start, takes second. Ultra Gamer in third. Pompoen is going to finish in fourth. Robert Buffels probably going to get jumped by Souls. I think it will be a Alfa Romeo 4th and 6th. Just have a look. Yep, there we go. He jumps him 4th to 5th. So 4th and 5th for the Alpha boys. Robert Buffel gets into 6th. We're just waiting for Scully, Amir and Big Sport to finish. So we can see what the Ferrari and the Haas guys or the McLaren guys have been up to. So Robert Buffel secured the 6th position in the Mercedes. Scully is in 7th. Is he going to secure 7th? Yes, he does, with Amir very close to him. Here we go. So 7th and 8th, Big Spoor. Yeah, there we go. Ferrari 9th and 10th. McLaren 11th and 12th. So might just be enough to get Ferrari ahead of McLaren. But let's not take anything away from King Killer. What a drive by him. Let's see who Coastmaster's driver of the day. For me, it's King Killer. He just drove a superb race. He deserves my driver of the day. Midas gets driver of the day. I think it's because of what happened on the start. But Hanku, not sure about you, but for me, King Killer, driver of the day.
Definitely, yeah. I don't think Cody saw that incident in the start.
Right, let's just wait for your final. There we go. Haas driver walks up to the podium as he's going to take the top spot. There we go. Let's see what emote he's got. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of jiggle. Nothing wrong with that. 2 Haas boys on the podium with an Alpha Tauri of Midas. So first race win for King Killer. What a drive by him, and a big congratulations from all of us here at FTR for your first race win. And yep, final standings, King Killer winning with Midas in 2nd, Ultra Gamer in 3rd. Pompoen in 4th, Soulsmaster in 5th. And we've got Rolfer before Scully, Amir, Big Spoor, Cowboy rounding up your top 10. The final point scoring positions goes to the 2 McLarens, 11th and 12th. And then Minor was not part of the session at all. And then Sir Hamrick, that happened in the beginning of the race. Right, that concludes us here in Portugal for myself and Zero to Cool. A big thank you to everyone who was watching the stream. A big thank you for all the comments. Join us next week for the penultimate race in Season 8 in Imola.
Before we leave, I see a comment from Pompoen saying his tires were on 83% at the end.
Yeah, that is difficult starting on the soft. I think he was hoping for a better start, but nevertheless, I mean, getting 4th for that strategy, I think is mega from him anyway. But I think the 2 Haas drivers just had the pace tonight, unfortunately. But yeah, so join us next week on Tuesday night. You can join Thomas. He's back. VB Thomas. You can join him. He's back with the Premier Division. Although everything has been claimed in Premier Division, it's still up for the constructors' title between Red Bull and Mercedes. Tuesday night, you can catch Webbo, Red 5. He will commentate on Umer, and hopefully we can crown a world champion next week with Umer in Division 2. And then you can catch me again. I'll be back next week. I'm not sure with who, but I will be back next week to take you through the championship fight between Ultra Gamer and Pompun. Hanku, thank you so much for keeping me company.
Not a problem at all.
And hopefully you can also catch Hanku next week in Division 2 on Wednesday night. But from me, Avi, and from Hanku, here next to me, Zero to Cool, we wish you a great evening, and we'll see you next week. Ciao, ciao.
Cheers.